Hello everyone. Safety pins are small items that seem to be just for pinning, but in fact, they have countless surprising applications in life. With just a few safety pins of different sizes, we can turn them into powerful assistants in many situations. Today, I will share with you 6 extremely useful tips with safety pins. Tip number 1. Quickly remove the drawstring with a safety pin. In daily life, you must have used plastic drawstrings to secure objects many times. Drawstrings are very convenient and sturdy, but they have a disadvantage. Once tightened, they are almost impossible to remove. Many people think the only way is to cut them off. That means the drawstring can only be used once, quite a waste. But in reality, it's completely different. With just a small safety pin, we can easily open the drawstring and even reuse it many times. I took out a tightly secured drawstring. At first glance, it seemed impossible to remove, but don't worry. I held a safety pin, opened the pointed end, and skillfully inserted it into the small slot in the lock of the drawstring. When the tip of the safety pin pokes right into the lock, just press lightly, you will feel the lock pop up. At this point, I just need to hold my hand and pull it straight out, and the drawstring will be quickly removed. No need to pull hard, no need to cut, and no need to damage the string. With just a small action, the drawstring can be removed smoothly, as if it had never been locked. Helps reuse the drawstring many times, saving costs. Very useful when you need to remove the drawstring on a backpack, bag, power cord, or any item that you want to temporarily fix. Tip number 2. Neatly attach keys with safety pins. In daily life, almost everyone has many types of keys: house keys, car keys, cabinet keys, office keys, etc. If left separately, they are easy to lose, fall out, or cause confusion when put in a pocket or backpack. Usually people will use keychains, but sometimes you need a quick, simple solution without having to buy one right away. And that's when safety pins come in handy. I take a large safety pin, open it. Then, I thread each key into the arc of the safety pin. Both small and large keys can be inserted, just slide them through lightly. When all the keys are threaded, I close the safety pin. So, all the individual keys are neatly in one place. Now, I can easily hang the whole bunch of keys on the hook, or put them in my pocket or backpack without worrying about them getting tangled or falling out. The safety pin also has the advantage of being compact and sturdy, not taking up as much space as a large keychain. Helps you manage many individual keys quickly, saving time searching. Tip number 3. Secure plastic bags neatly with safety pins. In every family's kitchen, plastic bags are an indispensable item. We often use them to wrap food, temporarily store things, or keep the kitchen clean. However, there is a small problem that almost everyone encounters. Plastic bags are often thrown around, or gathered into a messy pile. When you need to get them, it takes time to search, which is very inconvenient. With a small safety pin, this problem will be solved neatly in just a few seconds. I prepare a bunch of plastic bags, which can be newly bought bags or folded bags. Then, I take a medium-sized safety pin and thread it through the corners of all the bags. At this point, the whole bunch of bags has been secured into a bunch. Next, I hang this bunch of bags on a small hook in the kitchen. When I need to use them, I just hold one and gently pull it out of the safety pin. Quick and easy operation, no need to search, no need to worry about bags falling everywhere. This method helps keep the kitchen neat and tidy. Plastic bags are no longer messy. Convenient when you are cooking, just reach for a bag and you have it right away without interrupting your work. Suitable for the whole family. Everyone can easily take out the bag to use, including children or the elderly. From a small item like a safety pin, we can make the kitchen much more tidy, scientific, and convenient. Tip number 4. Quickly thread the pants with a safety pin. First, I took out the tape and cut a piece about 3 centimeters long. I took the loose piece of pants, folded the end about 1 centimeter to 2 centimeters, and fixed it with tape. This helps the end of the string to be flatter and stiffer, making it easier to thread into the waistband without fraying. Next, I took a safety pin, opened it and pinned it to the taped end of the pants string. This way, the safety pin will act as a guide. Now, I put the tip of the safety pin into the small hole on the waistband, then slowly start threading it. With my left hand holding the waistband, my right hand pushes the safety pin in short sections. When the safety pin has gone a certain distance, I pull it gently so that the pants string also moves. Just like that, I thread it little by little until the safety pin comes out of the remaining hole. At this point, the pants string has been successfully threaded from start to finish. The whole process only takes a few minutes, is easy to do, and doesn't require any special tools other than a safety pin and a little tape. A quick way to save your sweatpants, shorts, hoodies, or backpacks with loose drawstrings. Saves time, no need to take them to a tailor. This is also an extremely useful tip for students, pupils, or those who like sportswear and often use clothes with drawstrings. Tip number 5. Hook loose wool yarn with a safety pin. During use, wool sweaters are very susceptible to loose or stretched yarn from the fabric surface. These loose yarns not only make the sweater less beautiful, but if not handled promptly, they can stretch out even more, even tearing the surrounding wool. Normally, people will ignore or cut off the loose yarn, but this method only solves the problem temporarily and can damage the sweater. Instead, with a small safety pin, we can handle it quickly and keep the sweater almost like new. First, I take a safety pin and use pliers to remove the sharp end, so that when working, I do not tear the fabric of the sweater. Then, I use pliers to slightly bend the tip of the safety pin, creating a small loop, like a mini hook. This will be the tool to pull the loose yarn back inside the sweater. Next, I put the safety pin close to the position where the wool thread has slipped, gently hooking the exposed part. Once hooked, I slowly pull the wool thread back into the surface of the shirt. With just one simple action, the messy wool thread on the outside has disappeared, restoring the neatness of the shirt. If there are many loose wool threads, I just need to repeat the action a few times, each time only taking a few seconds. This method is extremely effective without affecting the structure of the surrounding wool thread. This is a quick rescue tip when a sweater, scarf, or even a wool hat has a thread defect. Helps your sweater keep its beautiful shape, not damaged after only wearing it a few times. Very useful in winter, when sweaters are used frequently. A small safety pin seems simple, but it helps save an entire sweater, saving costs and keeping clothes durable and beautiful. Tip number 6. Thread a needle quickly with a safety pin. Threading a needle is probably one of those seemingly small tasks that makes many people feel uncomfortable, especially when the needle hole is too small, or when your eyesight is poor, your hands are shaking. Then threading the needle becomes a real challenge. Sometimes you have to try again and again, spending tens of minutes without success. But don't worry, with just a small safety pin, this will become simpler than ever. I prepare a sewing needle and a piece of thread. Instead of trying to put the thread straight into the needle hole, I will let the thread hang across my fingertip, creating a flat surface. Then, I place the needle hole on the same position as the thread. At this point, I take a safety pin, use its sharp tip to skillfully poke down into the needle hole. Then, gently put the thread up. In just a split second, the thread has passed through the eye of the needle without having to strain or strain as before. This operation is simple, gentle, and almost anyone can do it the first time. This method is extremely useful for the elderly, those with poor eyesight, or those who have difficulty sewing. It saves a lot of time for those who often sew and embroider. So with just a few small safety pins, we have turned them into powerful assistants in life. From untying drawstrings, fastening keys, fixing plastic bags, threading pants, crocheting wool for sweaters to threading needles. These tips are simple, but help save time, effort, and make daily work much easier. Hopefully after this video, you will try to apply them and be surprised by the applications of safety pins. If you find it useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel to support me. See you again in the next videos.